has he done?
All right, let's share with us the much you know about P2B, because in the light of some of his close allies coming out to say he may not necessarily be who we think he is, beyond frugality, what else can you say about P2B?
The P2B character is straightforward. There's no pretense about that. People can change their opinion for, I don't know what reason, for any peculiar reason or any small benefit. But P2B character is a very steadfast character. He's not a pretentious person. If he feels what, he will let you know. If he's happy, he will let you know. If you feel something is wrong, he will find a way to solve it without apportioning blame to other followers or those who work for him. He will find a way to solve it. People of frugality and discipline is the reason why most of our leaders don't have it. That's why we are in this mess. An ability to manage our public resources, to be able to, detach themselves by seeing public resources as their own personal resources. Because that's what most of our leaders will do. I even saw a video where somebody was talking about he saved money. He doesn't know what to do. He is saving money. People have not read what sovereign wealth is for federal government and sub-regional nations. You don't know about capital formations. When you talk about you earn, you save, you invest. That is how it is everywhere in the world. And because Peter have managed a lot of banks, he's looking at the future of the people so that there could be any time the depression could happen, you have something to run to. And that when he left office with all those money in the account, he was not owing gratuity, he was not owing pension, he was not owing contractors. People can come to any television station and lie. Ask them to bring one person, a contractor, that say P2B was owing before he left office and left money. None. He has even challenged the public. So people can come to spaces and say things just because they have new paymasters and they need to be able to, make them feel that they are doing their work that they have been employed to do. But to say the truth is that what Peter Abi started, and you could listen to Atedo Peter's side and listen to people like Konjo Wela, when they talk about even when Jonathan was trying to do sovereign wealth fund, Peter was really in favor of it. Peter was the only governor who felt yes, we should save for the future generation. So if somebody is saying that saving is bad, is it debt that Tinubu is keeping for us now that is the right thing we should do? We should keep debt for our children instead of to save for them. You can see the contradiction. We should keep debt. No. Saving is a good way to make sure that we have a buffer to fall to. We have something that when there's a crisis in our economy, we can go take money from that and then use it. And then invest some of the money. The reason why Anambra became stable after Peter left was that people came to government and met money. And nobody will keep money that they can steal. They're stealing the money. We cannot go into rhetoric and all these small funny talks. You should talk about character. You should talk about principle. You should talk about discipline. What every day you wake up as a parent, what do you tell your child? Don't do this, don't do that. Be disciplined. Our family doesn't have this bad name. So why are you not happy when you have a presidential candidate that does not have a bad name? You want to have a presidential candidate that two of them will be arguing, you can't go to America. America is looking for you. If you go to America, this one will tell this one, if you go to America, America will arrest you. That one will tell this one, you have a case in America. Both of them are arguing about who is the most senior, most wanted person in America. But you can't hear that about Peter. So what will not give us pride to support a man of that character? So I hate mentioning names. I've always been on issues.
Okay, let's deepen the conversation a little bit. One of P2B's, if you like, fierce supporters, very close supporter, Chris Nwokobiajini. I interviewed him on this platform, and he questioned his rationale for saving money for Anambra State, arguing that if there are things to invest money on, why save? What's your take on that?
But Chris knows the truth now. Chris has always spoke well of P2B. So what changed? That's what we should ask Nigerians.
So it's observation.
Is it sudden realization? Is it something that happened? Is there a new friendship somewhere? So people should ask him. I can't answer for him, but he has always said that P2B saved America, Anambra. P2B worked for Anambra. Even people like Igige, who are experienced politicians, who are former governors of the same state, who have been senator, who have been minister, talked about the effectiveness of P2B in governance. So what changed with Chris? I don't know, but I am telling you that Peter saved so that the future of Anambrians will be guaranteed and the future generation does not come to meet debt, because you don't want a government that leaves debt for his people. Because I don't think we are all happy when the level of the climbing debt that Tinubu is living today. No, we are not happy. No, but Peter is a banker. He's a man who have had several banks. He has never said you shouldn't borrow. But you should borrow for productivity. You shouldn't borrow for consumption. When you borrow, whatever you borrow for, you should be able to make profit and pay back the loan. Not that we'll now start to mortgage and start to, mortgage the future of the Nigerian children with the only crude oil we have. Because government is not expanding in its investment. So that kind of money that Peter left behind is a simple system with capital formation. You earn money, you save money, and you invest money, which he did. Simple as ABCD. It's not hard for any economics like me to know. It's a simple thing.
Do you see his postulation from the context of setting an agenda for P2B to explain that if I have excess and there are things to do, I will invest in those things rather than saving? Because he also said Atiku was not electable. He also said Tinubu is not the path to go. He only said that, explain to us your consumption to production and then saving money when there are things you can invest on.
Have you not seen new style that is going on in our political system? There's a system. They talk about Atiku small, talk about Peter, and then they talk about Tinubu, and then they punch Peter harder. So that people say, oh, they are free, oh, they are not anywhere. But the truth is that they are punching Peter. That's the system. That is the disinformation system that has been created. I can mention a lot of this activity. A lot of people are doing that. So, but they are not in one place. What they try to make you feel that because Peter is in power. Whatever you say, people can easily forget. Peter is the one people love. What you say, we have friends, and we know this. What the City Boy movement, what all the APC leadership is doing, is to create more disinformation about Peter Obi. Government is a continuum. Government will never end with Peter Obi. Whether it's going to end with the next governor. But what he's doing is to give stability to the incoming government, to save money for the future of the next generation, to invest money so that the government itself will not be so will not rely so much on federal allocation, on FAC. That is he wanted to create an independent Anambra where resources, whether you are there or not, will be enough to run the state if the federal allocation disappears. That is what all our governors should do. They should have the mindset of investment, of saving, not to only just squander the money with inflated government contract, with all sort of fraudulent practices. That's not what they should do. Peter have done the right thing, and a lot of people appreciate him. Have you seen Peter drop in his state and see how people rejoice? So this issue about trying to distract his campaign is a well-oiled machinery by the APC to create unnecessary distraction so that people will not focus on the failure of this government, on the lack of management capability of this government. So that's what they're doing, nothing else, nothing more.
So one of this, on the same podcast, he talked about consumption to production as mere sloganeering. What do you have to say?
What mere sloganeering? I studied BSc Economics. I have Masters in Political Economy and Developmental Studies and PhD in the same field. What do you call production to consumption as mere sloganeering? The man can tell you the square kilometer of land that they have in Kogi State, 29,000 something. He will tell you the numbers. He will tell you how many that is in Niger State, and that what the agricultural production and our investment in 64 million hectares of arable land will do. What slogan are you saying? He released a manifesto. He has said there's nobody whose policies, intentions is more in public than P2B. There's none. None of these presidential candidates will tell you what they wanted to do. But he's telling you that Nigerian cannot have this level, this size of land, arable land, fertile land, and be importing food. That they will put our people to work. And they will create opportunity. Do you know agriculture? It has one of the shortest gestation period to earn money and to resolve our food crisis. Some of this is 3 months, they are ready. You farm. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we have the manpower to do this. But leaders don't have, the current leaders who have managed have no vision. They have no capacity. They have no interest to solving this problem. That's why I told you, consumption. We should stop consuming without producing. Simple English that even my child, who just finished secondary school, will understand. It's very simple. That we should stop consumption.
How does he intend to do that?
It's simple. I've told you. We first of all stop importing food. Nigeria is importing a lot of food. Today, for them to be able to crash the price of rice, Tinubu administration went into serious importation and serious all kind of reducing regulation so that rice can come in and killing local farmers. Today, our local farmers are dead. Go and ask them. A lot of local farmers are complaining. Those who farm beans, those who farm rice, the business is no longer sustainable. Why you kill local economy? Because you want to prove a point. Because you don't have a plan on how to make sure that these local farmers can improve on their yields, can expand on their cultivation, and create storage system for them. Create storage system for them like silos and all that. They couldn't do that. Peter will do that. First of all, stop the hunger crisis. The hunger is too much. Create a food revolution, farm revolution that will create food and make food far, far cheaper. I told you the highest contributory item to our inflationary measures is food. The highest. So if you can't solve that problem, you have not solved anything. People must first of all be able to eat. Affordable for them. Not that somebody who earns 70,000 will be struggling and you see their children malnourished because they can't afford basic nutrients, basic things that would have made their children comfortable. These are the challenges. Nigerians in the street can relate to what I'm telling you. Nigerians in their home who will watch you will tell you that what I'm saying is the truth. But it's not only those who have been insulated who are staying in the bunker, in the presidential safety nets, in the presidential house, that will tell you, no problem, people are enjoying. They are the only one who can come with rhetoric and say the president is trekking to his office. That shows insensitivity. That shows that you don't even connect with the plight of the ordinary Nigerians. Simple as ABCD. Solve the food problem first. Peter have told you that what they did in other countries, Malaysia, where they have garment factories and all sorts of things, is possible here. It's possible here. And it's only when a man gets to power, they have control of the apparatus of state, they have the resources to establish this model that will create our people and take them from poverty, dependency, to sustainability, that you cannot test this thing. But what is currently on board for us to judge is that Tinubu has not been able to do it.
So why should Nigerians trust NDC and P2B?
Why they should trust P2B is that, for me, he's a morally upright man. Very morally upright man. Sincerely. It's painful that I have to come and talk about P2B. I don't want to talk about him. I just want to be talking about Nigeria economy, just be trying to practice what I was taught in classes and all this that I've been in over the last 20 years. But I have no choice, because when you have a product, you have to sell it. And he's morally very upright. I've never met a man as disciplined as P2B. I've been in this business. There's hardly anybody, some governors after from 1999, hardly none of them that we haven't interacted, that we haven't done things together. Hardly people in the presidency that we are not friends. But I am telling you that you can never see anything. Peter Obi will cut total waste from governance. Peter will never buy private jet. He will never. He will never buy private jet of 150 billion when you claim that you met a bad economy. The president said he made a bad economy from an APC government, not from PDP. APC government was in place for 8 years. The government came on board, said he made a bad system. The country was poorly managed. There was total collapse of the economy. That he was trying to repair it. And for repairing it, he bought a jet first for himself. For repairing it, he built a new presidential
But
villa.
he has to be preserved.
Who's preserved?
He has to be protected
Do you know how many
as the number one
Do you
citizen.
know how many we have? He also have his own now. Do you know how many we have? We have about 9 or 10. I don't know the exact figure. Do you know the cost of managing those presidential fleet? You have to have, when you want to start a business, you won't start a business by living a luxurious life. You start a business by cutting your excesses and manage their resources, and then look at who are the major people who should benefit from these resources. Every time you talk on television, you say citizens should tighten their belt, whereas yours is losing. You are living life. You bought a beast of 1 billion naira. Abba, you don't say this now. You shouldn't be the one saying this on their behalf. That he has to be protected. Who is coming to kill him? Nobody wants to kill any of our president. All they want is that Nigeria should work. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are in total darkness of pain and poverty because government has forgotten our people. And I'm sure that Peter will restore the hope of the forgotten people of this country. He will restore their hope. The community that Peter visited, the president have all the military apparatus, all the military authority to visit there. He won't go. He's even more afraid than the person who did not have the security. He won't go. Because what happened? He went to Benue now. where people die. He couldn't even go to the site where people were killed. He went, they did a whole banquet, they were dancing, singing sweet music for him, and he said that you people should go and settle yourself. What do you mean? He went to Jos, and people died. Don't forget. That's why he's saying that, he has to protect himself. At the expense of the general public, which you are saying you are serving. He went to Jos. He couldn't go to the place where this event happened. Even if you can't go to where the event happened, why not go to the hospital where the victims were kept? He stayed at the stadium, even complained that he can't stay long because there's no light. The person cannot suffer. He doesn't want to suffer 1 minute for anybody. But the people can go and suffer. So this is insensitivity. It doesn't relate with the plight of our people. It doesn't know what the people are going through. It's not interested in the crisis that is rocking the pocket of our people. The purchasing power of our people have dropped drastically. People can't buy anything. Do you know how you buy fuel? People don't go out. People don't have any life anymore. What are we saying? That the president cannot do something about this? That he can't look for a proper way? And he believes in politics? They can try to subdue people who are running election in state. They will take 30 governors to a state. It will not happen under Peter. Bet it with me.
You just mentioned about 30 governors and all of that going to... Let's go to Osun elections. And what happened, APC somehow lost again to Adeleke and his Accord party with, I think, about 60-something thousand votes, despite the massive invasion of Osun State by APC stalwarts. Everybody who had a name in APC was in Osun to campaign for Oyebanji. So let's look at it. Is it a sign, a warning sign for 2027? And what are the lessons to learn from Osun election?
Do you see how people were rejoicing online and say people got their hope back? They got their mojo back. People are depressed. People became disenchanted. Oh, the system has been carjacked. We can't do anything. But with what the citizens of the indigenes and the citizens of Ondo did, of Osun did, it has brought hope to a lot of demands of Nigerians. That if they stand up for themselves, if they count their vote and decide that their vote must count, right to count. A lot of Nigerians have seen a great example from Osun State. And you can't even examine the excitement well, except you see the kind of text we receive from people and the kind of communication that happen on all the social platforms. People are really happy. The rascality in our political system is becoming too embarrassing under the APC. Because if you know rascality, why do people from other states have to mobilize themselves in that number? I was coming from Lokoja that day. I saw the level of cars that was moving from Abuja to that place. The number of cars, that is wastage of our public resources, wastefulness. They'll buy fuel, they'll use government money, they'll put people in a hotel, they'll carry their staff, 100 of their staff from one location to the other. Why people are suffering? Do you go to Wuse too? No, park your car in that Demola, sit inside. Young boys, young women, married women, old, will be knocking your windows, your car window. Actually, we haven't eaten today. It's happening. The president won't know, I know. And those who are with him now will not know. They won't know. Because they are also insulated now. And when you are eating in the Nigerian political system, you develop table manners. So what happened in Osun is morale booster for Nigerians. That when the people resolve, when the people are determined to achieve results, in their majority, because it will must be few people who say they are no, in their majority, that they can change the direction our country is going, the very painful direction our country is going, then they can do it. Adeleke was really, really treated badly by this APC government. They did everything. They stopped his allocation, over 200 billion naira to local government allocation. Court gave order, they refused to listen to it. This is all the level of rascality that we see in our government. They try to arrest all his RGF, arrest his people overnight, using state system, state power to suppress him. If Adeleke was not courageous, if he does not have a family support or the support of the people of the state, he would have collapsed or resigned and run away. Because the level of force that was used by the federal government, even in Adeleke's interview, he said they were telling him, they will collect it from his hand by force. That's what they were telling him. They will use federal man to collect it from his hand by force.
All right. What do you make of Senator Joseph Carlos saying that despite Adeleke winning, that Tinubu will still win in 2027, win in Osun, win across the country, and Adeleke himself, despite the support, also saying that agreement is agreement, that he was supporting Tinubu for 2027?
Adeleke has his fundamental right to support Tinubu. He was saying that when the people still voted for him. But the people are going to vote for another candidate of their choice because they are very independent-minded people. But like, I've never come to your show or to any television station and call names. Especially those people I'm very close with. People like Ojo Zokalo. It's somebody that I have, personal family relationship with over the last 25 years. I was national chairman of PPA, don't forget. I was national secretary of PPA, national general secretary of PPA. Who created that platform? So just that gave me those opportunities. And not because I will not speak the truth against him, but I know that he has miscalculated in this area. He did it before in 2023 when he said Lawa will win in the primaries and Tinubu will emerge. He did it again in that same 23 when he felt Peter Obi cannot do anything and Peter Obi swept Abia State. So they can still miscalculation from those you love who make mistakes, who speak in a way that they might jeopardize their own personal interest, not knowing that they think they are doing something right, but that jeopardize that is wrong, which is totally wrong. That across Nigeria, that people will vote for Tinubu. Excellency, you are wrong. People will not vote for Tinubu. People will vote for Peter Obi, and Peter Obi will defeat Tinubu. I'm convinced with that.
As we wrap up, what can we do collectively as a people to restore public confidence in Nigeria's democracy?
We must be vigilant. They said vigilance is the price we pay for liberty. Liberty does not come without struggle. As I say, power comes with struggle, true struggle. That is the Luther way. So if we are not vigilant, and if we allow primordial sentiment, religion, tribal to becloud us, then we'll fail. Because if you're a majority in religion, you are a minority in your language. Because if you say, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a majority, I come from Kogi State, or I come from Benue State, or I come from Niger State. But when you go back to your state, don't forget, it will come to who is this tribe, who is Igala, who is Yoruba, who is Kaba, who is... So that's where our problem lies. We should put away those primordial, those sentiments that have not led us anywhere, and try to look at the credentials of people that have been presented before us. What is their antecedent? Have they been truthful to the public in the public engagement so far? Have they said anything that is contradictory to what they really are? Have their credentials been questioned? Have they been seen to be criminal in any way after serving in public office? So Nigerians must do something different. And for me, I'm very proud of Nigerians in 2023. My joy knows no bounds because I've been in this party system. I would have been among those who believe that Nigerians will not always see the truth. Nigerians will always make mistakes. But they saw the truth. But there was a critical failure. And it was all of us have to share the blame. Then transfer the blame to Peter. It would be unfair. That blame we have to share was that we did so well in going to the ballot box. We did so well in showing the energy we need to be able to carry a man who have no structure anywhere and made ourselves the structure as citizens of this country and the electorate of this country and voted him. But we made mistakes by not insisting that process was followed through, including with just all of us. Because Adeleke, like I said earlier in my conversation with you, if he has sat in his parlor and every other person in your show has sat in their parlor, over 511,000 people voted for him, does he know all of them? I don't think he knows 1% of those people. He doesn't. You can't know them. It is people who have seen those principles that that you have preached and that you have practiced that will go out to vote. And so far, people have said, oh, he has also performed. And the federal government also made the situation worse in Osun by intimidating the guy, intimidating the governor. So Nigeria naturally will always fight for the other dog. And the citizens of Osun rose up and said, no, you can't continue to use your power that belongs to all of us to try to suppress another person who should be able to have a freedom of participation. So that's the same thing that we're going to see. I'm very confident in the Nigerian populace. I believe in them. They've seen where we've lived our life. They can't find us that we have tried to, be controversy. Controversy pays. It trends in Nigerian politics. If I come here and say something now against Peter Obi, I will be in all of the platform. They'll say, oh, that is myself, don't go. I will sell, I will get money. The APC will come. They will say, oh, yes, you self don't come out. Come now, come and take this. Controversy sells. And people who betray people have more better opportunity than but I have children. They are looking at me. You understand? They love the stand I've taken. I might not be super rich. I might not be rich. But my children are happy. Every time they discuss in their school, they come back to say, Daddy, there's somebody say saw you on TV, you were talking. And you were really, their father was saying that you were hitting the point on the nail, on the right spot. And that makes me happy. That is the payment I need. That is the encouragement I need for my children to see that I'm an upright man. Nothing else, nothing more. Because at the end of the day, people have left property for their children have sold it. I got a gist from one senior person that said, a man who, before he died, said he should be buried in his parlor. That's where he wants to be buried, in his house, somewhere in his house, inside. But immediately he died, the children will say, if we bury him, how do we sell the house? Do you understand? So it happens everywhere across the globe that you want to leave property. The richest man in Africa, they left property, now where are they? Generation after generation to squander. But you can leave name. You can leave reputation. You can leave integrity that will never be forgotten if you do the right things and take more people out of poverty. We're talking about Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew was there for 30 years. China, there were Chinese people, there were Malaysians, there were Indians. He removed the tribe. He removed everything about that and say it is about Singapore. And develop the country today. If you go to Singapore, you might not want to come back. It's like heaven on earth. Because one man was committed in doing that. Internal vigilance is the price we pay for liberty. Don't give up. Because not for yourself. Because our time will pass. Most of people have passed 50 years. Your time will pass. You remember you were 30. You know what you were doing with your life. It will pass. Don't give up because of the future of your own children and the one yet unborn. Don't give up. People in power are so insensitive and wicked. I'm telling you the truth. Nothing more.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you.